with toxic people can be one of the biggest challenges in life, but learning how to navigate these situations effectively can help you stay in control. Toxic individuals drain energy, manipulate emotions, and create unnecessary stress. The key to handling them lies in a combination of emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and strong boundaries. When you master the art of dealing with toxic people, you free yourself from their influence and regain control over your happiness and peace of mind. Here are some powerful and genius ways to manage toxic relationships without letting them take a toll on you. One of the first steps in dealing with toxic people is to identify them early. Toxic individuals often exhibit patterns of manipulation, dishonesty, and negativity. They might constantly criticize, belittle, or guilt trip others. Some may use passive-aggressive behavior to control situations, while others thrive on creating drama. The moment you recognize these red flags, you gain an advantage. Awareness allows you to create distance before their toxicity seeps into your life. Instead of excusing their behavior or hoping they will change, acknowledge the reality and take proactive steps to protect your emotional well-being. Setting clear boundaries is crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. These people tend to push limits and test patience, often disregarding personal space and emotional comfort. The best way to counteract this is by firmly establishing what is and isn't acceptable. If someone constantly interrupts your time, manipulates your emotions, or disrespects your feelings, make it clear that such behavior will not be tolerated. Stating your boundaries with confidence sends a strong message. Toxic people dislike boundaries because they limit their control, but enforcing them consistently ensures they cannot exploit you. Limiting your emotional engagement is another smart strategy. Toxic people often provoke reactions by using guilt, anger, or fear as manipulation tactics. If you find yourself getting emotionally entangled in their web, take a step back. Instead of arguing or defending yourself, practice emotional detachment. Respond to their negativity with neutrality and avoid giving them the emotional responses they seek. When you refuse to engage in their drama, they lose power over you. Learning to control your emotions in these situations allows you to maintain inner peace while rendering their toxic tactics ineffective. Practicing the gray rock method is an excellent way to deal with highly toxic individuals, especially narcissists. This technique involves becoming as uninteresting and emotionally unresponsive as a gray rock. Instead of reacting to their provocations, keep your responses dull, brief, and unemotional. Toxic people thrive on drama and attention, so when they realize they can't get a reaction from you, they eventually lose interest. Mastering this method helps you disengage without direct confrontation. Over time, they may seek new targets who are more susceptible to their manipulation, leaving you free from their influence. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another powerful way to counteract toxicity. When toxic people dominate your environment, they drain your energy and cloud your judgment. However, maintaining relationships with supportive and uplifting individuals strengthens your mental resilience. Spend time with those who inspire, encourage, and genuinely care about your well-being. Their positivity acts as a shield against negativity, making it easier to remain unaffected by toxic individuals. Strong support systems provide reassurance, reminding you that toxicity does not define your reality and that healthier relationships are possible. Maintaining emotional self-care is vital. When dealing with toxic people, toxicity can be mentally exhausting, and if you're not careful, it can take a toll on your well-being. Prioritizing self-care ensures that you do not absorb their negativity. Exercise, meditation, journaling, or any hobby that brings peace, practicing mindfulness helps in staying grounded, preventing toxic individuals from affecting your inner stability. When your emotional reserves are full, you become less vulnerable to their manipulative tactics. Strengthening your well-being protects you from their draining influence. Another genius way to handle toxic people is to use strategic indifference. Indifference is more powerful than anger or confrontation because it denies them the reaction they crave. Toxic individuals feed on emotional energy, whether positive or negative. When you show them that their words or actions do not affect you, they lose interest. Instead of arguing or explaining yourself, respond with nonchalance. This approach frustrates toxic people because they seek emotional dominance. Remaining indifferent robs them of their ability to control your emotions, keeping you in charge of the interaction. Using assertive communication is a game changer in managing toxic relationships. Many people struggle with toxic individuals because they fail to express their needs clearly. Assertiveness means standing up for yourself while maintaining respect and composure, instead of being passive and tolerating toxic behavior or being aggressive and escalating conflicts. Assertive communication strikes a balance. Speak with confidence, maintain steady eye contact, and use direct language. When you assert yourself effectively, toxic people realize they cannot manipulate or intimidate you. Over time, they may either change their approach or disengage entirely. Learning to say no without guilt is essential when dealing with toxic individuals. Many toxic people prey on the guilt and fear of others to get what they want. They push boundaries, demand favors, and expect compliance, knowing that saying no feels uncomfortable for many. However, you do not owe anyone constant availability or agreement. Saying no firmly and unapologetically sets a precedent that you will not be manipulated. The more you practice this, the stronger your ability to protect your time and energy becomes. A well-placed no establishes control over your interactions. Distancing yourself from toxic people is sometimes the best option. Not every toxic person can be reasoned with, and in many cases, walking away is the healthiest decision. If someone continuously disrespects, deceives, or drains you despite your efforts to set boundaries, it may be time to cut ties. Reducing contact, unfollowing them on social media, or completely removing them from your life sends a strong message that their toxicity has no place in your world. Detachment is not a sign of weakness, it is an act of self-preservation. Protecting your peace is more important than maintaining harmful connections. Managing toxic people effectively requires a combination of awareness, boundaries, and emotional strength. By applying these strategies, you can navigate toxic relationships without losing control of your well-being. Understanding how to deal with toxic people is an ongoing process that requires patience, resilience, and strategic thinking. While setting boundaries and detaching emotionally are key, there are other genius ways to stay in control without allowing toxic individuals to disrupt your peace. These strategies help you not only protect your well-being, but also ensure that you do not fall into the cycle of negativity that toxic people create. By strengthening your mindset using psychological techniques and taking charge of your environment, you can handle toxic relationships with confidence and power. One of the most effective ways to maintain control is to master the art of emotional detachment. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions, whether it is anger, sadness, or guilt. The moment they sense vulnerability, they exploit it to gain the upper hand. Instead of reacting, impulsively practice emotional discipline. Observe their words and actions without taking them personally. When they realize they cannot provoke you, their influence diminishes. Training yourself to remain calm in emotionally charged situations prevents them from manipulating your feelings and keeps you in control of the interaction. Using humor as a defense mechanism can be a powerful tool when dealing with toxic individuals. Instead of engaging in their negativity, responding with lightheartedness or sarcasm can shift the power dynamic. Toxic people want serious emotional investment in their games, but when you refuse to take them seriously, their control weakens. Humor diffuses tension and puts you in a position of strength, making it clear that their words and actions do not affect you. This method is particularly useful in professional settings where confrontation is not always an option, allowing you to deflect toxicity with ease. Recognizing manipulation tactics is crucial in protecting yourself from toxic people. Many use guilt tripping, gaslighting, and victim playing to control those around them. Gaslighting, for instance, makes you question your reality, while guilt tripping forces you into compliance. Understanding these tactics helps you resist their influence. When someone tries to manipulate you, acknowledge what is happening and refuse to engage. Responding with clarity and confidence disrupts their strategy. The more aware you are of their psychological tricks, the less power they have over you, allowing you to navigate interactions without falling into their traps. One smart way to maintain control is to redirect conversations when toxic people try to pull you into their negativity. They often bring up past conflicts, gossip about others, or complain constantly. Instead of indulging in these discussions, steer the conversation toward neutral or positive topics. If they insist on dwelling in negativity, politely excuse yourself. This prevents them from dragging you into their toxic energy and reinforces that you will not entertain their negativity. By staying mindful of the topics you engage in, you protect your mental space and keep interactions from becoming draining. Practicing self-meditation is essential when dealing with toxic individuals who try to undermine your confidence. Toxic people often use criticism and doubt to weaken your self-esteem, making you more susceptible to their control. Instead of seeking validation from them or allowing their words to impact you, remind yourself of your worth. Keep affirmations and reminders of your strengths in mind. A strong sense of self makes it difficult for toxic individuals to influence your emotions. The more secure you are in yourself, the less you will be affected by their attempts to bring you down. Maintaining a strong and composed body language sends a message that you are in control. Toxic individuals rely on intimidation and subtle power plays to establish dominance. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, or showing nervousness can make you appear vulnerable. Instead, stand tall, maintain direct eye contact, and use a calm yet assertive tone when speaking. Confident body language creates a psychological barrier, signaling that you are not easily manipulated. This nonverbal communication can be just as powerful as words. Establishing authority in interactions and discouraging toxic behavior. Creating a mental shield can help you avoid absorbing the negativity of toxic people. Visualizing an invisible barrier between you and the toxic individual can serve as a psychological defense mechanism. Imagine their words bouncing off this shield rather than affecting your emotions. This technique, often used in mindfulness practices, reinforces the idea that you are in control of what you allow into your mental space. By mentally distancing yourself from their negativity, you prevent their toxicity from infiltrating your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to remain unaffected. Being selective with your time and energy ensures that toxic people do not dominate your life. Time is a valuable resource, and wasting it on individuals who drain you emotionally is a disservice to yourself. Evaluate your interactions and set limits on how much time you spend around toxic people. If avoiding them completely is not an option, minimize exposure by keeping conversations brief and purposeful. Redirecting your time and energy toward positive and fulfilling relationships strengthens your well-being and keeps you from being consumed by toxic influences. Keeping a journal of your interactions with toxic people can help you gain perspective and identify patterns in their behavior. Writing down how they make you feel, the tactics they use, and how you respond allows you to recognize what strategies work best in managing them. Journaling also serves as a tool for emotional release, helping you process your feelings without engaging in unnecessary conflict. Over time, reviewing your notes provides clarity, reinforcing your ability to handle these individuals strategically while maintaining your emotional stability. Toxic individuals often try to isolate their targets, making it essential to stay connected with people who uplift you. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive individuals acts as a counterbalance to the negativity of toxic relationships. Engage in conversations that inspire and motivate you. Seek advice and encouragement from those who genuinely care about your well-being. The stronger your support system, the less power toxic individuals have over you. Having people who remind you of your value reinforces your confidence and prevents toxic influences from taking a toll on your mental health. Choosing to respond rather than react is a skill that keeps you in control when dealing with toxic people. Reacting emotionally gives them the upper hand, while responding with thoughtfulness allows you to dictate the direction of the interaction. Take a moment before replying to assess the situation logically. Ask yourself if engagement is necessary or if silence is a more powerful response. When you respond from a place of self-control rather than impulse, you dictate the terms of the conversation, ensuring that toxic individuals do not pull you into their emotional chaos. Maintaining a long-term perspective can help you handle toxic people with greater ease. In the moment, their words and actions may seem overwhelming, but taking a step back and viewing the bigger picture provides clarity. Ask yourself whether their negativity will matter in the long run. Most toxic people do not hold lasting significance in your life unless you allow them to. By focusing on your long-term goals and personal growth, you prevent their toxicity from distracting you. Keeping your eyes on the future allows you to rise above temporary negativity with strength and purpose. Recognizing that you cannot change toxic people is key to maintaining your own peace. Many individuals waste time and energy hoping toxic people will change or finally see the error of their ways. The truth is, developing a strong mindset is crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. Toxic people often try to plant doubt and insecurity in your mind, making you question yourself and your choices. The stronger your mindset, the less susceptible you are to their influence. Train yourself to stay grounded in your values and beliefs, even when faced with manipulation or negativity. Instead of allowing their words to shake your confidence, remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. When you cultivate an unshakable mindset, you create a mental fortress that protects you from emotional attacks. Strengthening your mental resilience ensures that toxic people cannot control your emotions or dictate your self-worth. One of the most effective strategies for handling toxic individuals is to maintain emotional neutrality. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration. When they see that their behavior is getting a response, they feel powerful. However, when you remain emotionally neutral, you take away their control. Responding with indifference instead of emotion frustrates them and weakens their ability to manipulate you. Practice controlling your reactions by pausing before responding to their comments or actions. The less you react emotionally, the less power they have over you. Emotional neutrality acts as a shield, preventing their toxicity from affecting your inner peace. Understanding the importance of detachment allows you to navigate toxic interactions with ease. Detachment does not mean you do not care. It means you refuse to let someone else's behavior dictate your emotions. When dealing with toxic individuals, remind yourself that their words and actions are a reflection of them, not you. Avoid taking their negativity personally. Practicing detachment allows you to observe their behavior without becoming emotionally invested. The more you distance yourself from their toxicity, the more control you maintain over your mental and emotional well-being. Learning to detach is a skill that empowers you to remain unaffected by external negativity. Toxic people often use guilt as a weapon to manipulate others into compliance. They may make you feel responsible for their problems, pressure you into doing things against your will, or use past events to control you. Recognizing when guilt is being used as a manipulation tactic allows you to resist its influence. Remind yourself that you are not obligated to meet their unreasonable demands. Setting boundaries without guilt is a powerful act of self-care. You do not owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing your well-being. Learning to say no without guilt ensures that you do not fall victim to toxic manipulation. Creating an exit strategy is essential when dealing with particularly difficult toxic individuals. Some toxic people are persistent and will not respect boundaries no matter how firmly they are set. In these situations, having a plan to remove yourself from the relationship or interaction is necessary. Whether it is distancing yourself gradually, cutting off communication entirely, or limiting interactions to a bare minimum, having an exit strategy protects you from prolonged exposure to their toxicity. You are not obligated to tolerate continuous mistreatment, and removing yourself from toxic environments is a sign of strength. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay centered when dealing with toxic people. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment without allowing external negativity to consume you. When you are mindful, you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. Deep breathing, meditation, and self-reflection are effective mindfulness practices that can help you stay calm and collected in difficult situations. The more present you are, the less control toxic individuals have over your emotional state. Mindfulness creates a sense of inner balance that protects you from being emotionally manipulated. Learning to reframe your perspective can help you deal with toxic people more effectively. Instead of seeing them as sources of stress or frustration, view them as opportunities for personal growth. Every interaction with a toxic individual can serve as a lesson in patience, resilience, and self-control. Shifting your perspective allows you to see these situations as challenges that strengthen your emotional intelligence. Rather than feeling defeated by their behavior, remind yourself that overcoming these encounters makes you stronger. When you approach toxic interactions with a growth mindset, they lose their ability to drain you emotionally. Controlling the narrative of your interactions with toxic people ensures that you do not fall into their manipulation. Toxic individuals often twist situations, spread misinformation, or play the victim to shift blame. Being mindful of how you communicate and how they interpret your words helps you maintain control. Stick to the facts. Avoid engaging in unnecessary arguments, and do not let them dictate the course of the conversation. If they attempt to distort reality, calmly correct them without engaging emotionally. By controlling the narrative, you prevent them from manipulating the situation to their advantage. Understanding your own triggers allows you to manage toxic interactions more effectively. Toxic individuals often look for weaknesses to exploit, whether it is insecurity, past trauma, or emotional vulnerabilities. Becoming aware of your triggers helps you build defenses against their tactics. Take time to reflect on what typically upsets you in interactions with toxic people. Once you identify these triggers, develop strategies to manage them, such as practicing deep breathing or mentally preparing for encounters. The more self-aware you are, the harder it becomes for toxic individuals to provoke you. Strengthening your emotional intelligence protects you from their manipulation. Developing a strong sense of self-worth is essential in handling toxic relationships. Toxic people often target individuals with self-doubt because they are easier to manipulate. Building unshakable self-confidence makes you less vulnerable to their tactics. Remind yourself of your strengths, achievements, and personal values regularly. Engage in activities that boost your self-esteem and surround yourself with people who uplift you. The more confident you are in yourself, the less power toxic individuals have over you. A strong sense of self-worth acts as a natural barrier against toxic influences, ensuring that their negativity does not define you. Focusing on your long-term goals helps you rise above toxic situations. Toxic people often create distractions, pulling you into unnecessary drama that drains your energy. Keeping your attention on your personal and professional aspirations prevents them from disrupting your progress. Whenever a toxic individual tries to engage you in negativity, remind yourself of your bigger purpose. Ask yourself whether engaging with them benefits your long-term vision. Staying committed to your goals keeps you from getting caught in the cycle of toxicity. The more you prioritize your future, the less relevant their negativity becomes in your life. Taking control of your emotional energy is a key strategy in dealing with toxic individuals. Your energy is one of your most valuable resources, and allowing toxic people to drain it leaves you feeling exhausted and unmotivated. Be mindful of where you invest your energy. Instead of wasting time engaging in toxic conversations or arguments, channel your focus into positive and fulfilling activities. Set energetic boundaries by choosing not to engage in negativity. The more intentional you are with your energy, the less impact toxic individuals have on your well-being. Protecting your emotional energy ensures that you remain in control of your life. Toxic people often try to make you feel powerless, but reclaiming your personal power is one of the most effective ways to handle them. When you allow toxic individuals to dictate your emotions or actions, you give them control over your life. Reclaiming your power starts with making conscious decisions that prioritize your well-being. You have the right to choose who you interact with, how you respond, and what energy you allow into your space. Remind yourself that you are in control of your own mind and emotions. The more you focus on your personal strength, the less influence toxic people will have over you. Taking back your power is an empowering step toward protecting your peace. Refusing to engage in toxic cycles is essential when dealing with difficult people. Many toxic individuals create repetitive patterns of manipulation, drama, and conflict. If you continue to participate in these cycles, you reinforce their behavior. Breaking free requires recognizing the pattern and choosing not to play along. If they provoke you, remain calm and avoid responding emotionally. If they try to pull you into drama, disengage from the conversation. When you refuse to be part of their toxic cycle, they lose the ability to control you. Walking away from repetitive negativity prevents you from being trapped in their games. Maintaining your personal identity is a crucial defense against toxic influences. Some toxic individuals try to mold others into what they want, using manipulation to alter their thoughts and behaviors. Over time, you may start to compromise your own values, opinions, or goals just to keep the peace. This is a dangerous trap that can lead to a loss of self-identity. Stay true to who you are, regardless of the pressure they apply. Remind yourself of your values, passions, and personal goals. The more confident you are in your identity, the harder it is for toxic individuals to manipulate you. Staying grounded in who you are is your greatest defense. Avoiding unnecessary explanations is a powerful way to maintain control when dealing with toxic people. Many of them thrive on questioning your decisions and making you feel the need to justify yourself. The truth is, you do not owe anyone an explanation for your choices, especially when they are made for your own well-being. When a toxic person pressures you for details or demands a reason for your boundaries, keep your response simple. A direct, "This is my decision," or "I don't feel The need to explain is enough. Over-explaining gives them more room to manipulate the conversation. Keeping your responses brief and confident removes their power. Using silence as a tool can be an effective way to shut down toxic behavior. Many toxic people rely on confrontation, arguments, and emotional reactions to feel in control. When you engage with them, you give them what they want, your energy. However, silence can be more powerful than words. Instead of responding to their negativity, let them sit with it. Refuse to validate their manipulative tactics by choosing not to engage. Silence makes them uncomfortable because it denies them the reaction they crave. When used strategically, silence sends a message that their toxicity does not deserve your time or energy. Understanding that not every battle is worth fighting helps you conserve your mental energy. Toxic individuals often try to bait you into arguments just for the sake of conflict. They may twist your words, play the victim, or bring up the past to keep you engaged in negativity. Instead of feeling the need to defend yourself or prove a point, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? More often than not, the best response is no response at all. Choosing your battles wisely ensures that you do not waste your time on people who are not interested in resolution. Protecting your energy is more valuable than winning an argument. Practicing emotional regulation ensures that you do not get swept up in the emotional chaos toxic people create. Toxic individuals love to provoke emotional outbursts because it gives them a sense of control. When you react impulsively, they feel victorious. Learning to regulate your emotions allows you to stay calm, even in frustrating situations. Deep breathing, pausing before speaking, and mentally detaching from the situation can help you maintain composure. When you refuse to react in the way they expect, they lose their ability to manipulate your emotions. Emotional regulation keeps you in control of yourself regardless of their behavior. Staying in control of your personal space can help minimize the impact of toxic individuals. Your environment has a direct influence on your mental and emotional well-being. If you share a space with a toxic person, whether at work or home, take steps to create a positive atmosphere for yourself. Surround yourself with things that bring you peace, such as music, books, or meaningful decor. If possible, set physical boundaries by limiting how much time you spend around them. Taking control of your personal space ensures that their negativity does not dominate your environment. Creating a sanctuary for yourself helps you stay mentally strong. Acknowledging your own emotional triggers allows you to handle toxic people with greater ease. Everyone has certain words, behaviors, or situations that provoke strong emotional reactions. Toxic individuals often exploit these triggers to manipulate others. Becoming aware of your triggers gives you the power to manage your responses. Instead of reacting automatically, take a deep breath and remind yourself that their behavior is intentional. Once you recognize their patterns, you can choose how to respond. Emotional self-awareness prevents toxic people from gaining control over your reactions. Mastering your triggers puts you in a position of strength. Practicing self-compassion is important when dealing with toxic relationships. Toxic people may try to make you feel guilty, ashamed, or unworthy. Over time, this negativity can take a toll on your self-esteem. Combating their influence requires showing yourself kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that you are doing your best in a challenging situation. Treat yourself with the same care and patience you would offer a close friend. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Self-compassion reinforces your self-worth, making it harder for toxic individuals to diminish your confidence. Prioritizing your well-being is an act of self-love and resilience, where recognizing when to seek external support is crucial in dealing with toxic individuals. Some toxic relationships, particularly those with family members or longtime friends, can be emotionally draining and difficult to navigate alone. Seeking guidance from a mentor, therapist, or trusted friend can provide perspective and emotional relief. Talking about your experiences with someone who understands can help you process